pick and choose your cherry disposition, and that's more or less the sun, but Mars conjunct Libra would be acting in an intuitive way in referencing your electromagnetic energy, which would be you tuning into source, then deciding how to move. What's the issue? We move how we want to move. Either we don't know that source exists, or we know that source exists and we don't give a fuck about source sometimes, and that's what make a person bad. When the right thing is available and you just choose to do the clicky shit. So let's look at this symbol, because it just breaks it down for us in full detail. At one level, you have the source of all creation, and no circle, like the sun has a dot in there representing you being trapped. Mars is you expressing what the soul energy is. But the reality is that if you don't know what the soul energy is through meditation, through contemplation, through visualization, through hypnosis, through developing the inner world, through shadow work, through raising your chakras, and fully getting in tune with your higher self, you acting out this era. And when you run into a wall and it hurt, you act like it's the wall's fault. It's the wall's fault. Am I lying? Everything that happens to y'all is somebody else's problem. Somebody else did it to you. This arrow not connected to source is what we call lack of accountability. Mars, women with Mars dominant energy, they'll fuck everybody, and then they want to be a relationship and don't tell you the people that they fucked. On the flip side, you know, when dudes get into a relationship, yeah, I fucked her, 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 I fucked her. The girl around the corner, I fucked her. You need to know this. You need to know my skeletons, because it's going to come back to you. We going to be at the goddamn grocery store, and I'm going to see Charmaine's ass. And if I ain't tell you, it's going to be a problem. So yes, I fuck Charmaine. Now that I'm in the source of it all, I can't act like that, you know. You live and you learn, basically. Shout out to Charmaine. Let's read a little bit. The most well-known field around us is our auric field. Many believe that our auric field is the same as our electromagnetic field, a continually emerging and fluctuating field of energy. Listen to this, family, and trust me, I like to say this to my melanated people. I'm going to start saying this more and more. When you hear stuff in the world and you read little memes, stop thinking that it skip over you. Understand that it's specifically for you, because a lot of these people deaf, dumb, and blind. They don't know awakening from a goddamn hole in the wall. Okay, so understand this, because the electrical currents in your body is related to your soul. Your soul is related to your answers and your directions and your inner architectural blueprint, for which is specific for you to follow to get your highest optimal results. Meaning that if you listen to everything I told you to do down to a T, but your higher self had something different to a B, and you did what I did to a T, you would be sitting there confused. So when you pay a person $1,000 to teach you or to coach you, and you don't get the results you need, it's not because of them, it's because you need to figure out the fact that you are God. And if a person ain't trying to teach you that shit, they leading you astray. Because when it comes to the electrical currents in your body, can't nobody teach you no shit like that. Think about that. Give me a thumbs up if you feel like a person, like if you agree with that statement. Can somebody teach you about the electrical currents within your body, or do you need to tune in to the electrical currents in your body? Is that the work? Every cell in your body pulses with electricity. Every cell and organ. Our entire body generates an energy field. So boom. Instead of being this arrow and being self-directed by your choices and decisions, and I think that I should do this, I think that I should do that, and crash, crash, crash. Why won't you tune into your electromagnetic energy, which is your natural healing energy, through meditation, through visualization, And I'm so tired of y'all telling me how y'all don't like to do meditations. You don't like to sit still, to the point that you could tell yourself, I don't like to sit still. And what's the next point that people say? I don't need to sit still. That's like saying I don't need to move my feet back and forth fast to run. See, I don't run with my feet moving fast. I can move my feet in front of each other real slow and still be running, hood. I'm the exception to the rule. Listen, sit your ass down, because the problem is you think you know everything, this arrow, and you refuse to tune into yourself through meditation. And the beautiful part of meditation is if you can relax for a second and tune in and tap into your electromagnetic energy. One of the key things that I tell people about meditation, I said this earlier, I say a lot of shit. So sometimes I got to repeat shit because sometimes people don't hear the shit that I say. So the easiest form of meditation is to understand that you got this skin suit on, and to get in tune with your source is to take the skin suit off. So you visualize, you sit down in a comfortable spot, and then you unzip your skin suit and reveal your alien or light source or electromagnetic body, and you just tune into that, because meditation is you just bringing your conscious energy to what is already happening. Your life, fam, is an electrical magnetic stimulation. That once this electromagnetic stimulation is not beating your heart, activating your brain, it's somewhere else. And I say that all to say that motherfuckers is stressed out and not even tuning in and tapping in. They going crazier and crazier with the stress, right? The main stress hormones. I got an article. I got an article for that in the mystery schools. Search for Frazzled if you haven't read that yet. Read the Frazzled article because it talks about adrenaline, norepinephrine, and cortisol, and how this combination of these three hormones fuck us up. So cortisol is a good thing because it returns our body to normal. But if we producing cortisol all the time, our body is never returning to normal. Our stress, let me rephrase that. Stress is our normal state, and we think that our normal stress state is some normal shit. How you doing? I'm fine. I'm good. You ain't good. You stressed the fuck out. Stop saying that. And I know you ain't about to tell nobody how stressed you is because you want everybody to think you got your shit together. So go ahead, go to the columbianexchange.com. Link is in the description, I hope. Email me if you don't see the link. Colombian Exchange with an X. Get you some ashwagandha, however you pronounce it, some valerian root, some passion flower, some chamomile. Drink this tea every day. This chamomile, boy, in the morning, you be feeling so good off the chamomile, ashwagandha, and passion flower. Why you feel so good? Because your adrenaline is at bay, your cortisol is at bay. You not in the stress mode. And if you ain't gonna be saying, all right, this is the bullshit, and this ain't gonna never happen. I wish I can stop being stressed out all the time. Go ahead and do that all day and see if that helps. Let me watch a video about reducing stress. What conscious nigga is talking about reducing stress? You know why conscious niggas don't talk about reducing stress? Because they stress the fuck out too. Ashwagandha, valerian root, passion flower, chamomile. Get these herbs and more at the columbianexchange.com. This is how we feed our kids, family. So don't knock it until you try it. And if you bought herbs 5 months ago, that don't count. I'm gonna need you to start over. Because the idea with herbs is consistency.